While Kendrick Lamar has a catalog of projects that have impacted the culture in more ways than one, this latest album threatens to take the top spot as one of his most impactful albums yet. The buzz GNX is generating is electric, beyond anything hip-hop has ever seen in a long time. From Squabble Up to Wacced Out Murals, K-Dot has proved he isn't just riding the wave, he is the wave. Sure, some die-hard Drake fans are calling the album mid, but let's be honest, they just can't recognize greatness, even when it's staring them in the face. GNX is masterfully crafted, with every single track leaving us so much to decipher. This record undoubtedly has a lot more to offer than many of the rap albums that have been released all year. But the interesting thing is, when you listen closely and put together the pieces, you'll realize that GNX might only be a warm-up to the main event. Yeah, you heard that right. K-Dot's got something cooking, and we are not even ready for it. K-Dot's mission this year has only become more evident as the months roll by. The little crumbs he dropped throughout GNX and the whispers from his collaborators since its release make it clear that this album is just a stepping stone to something even greater. GNX might be less than a week old, but it's undoubtedly a strong contender for Album of the Year already, and the crazy part is it's not even the main course. This project is just an appetizer, a prelude to something even more significant, which says everything about Kendrick's current blazing hot form. Right now, K-Dot is in a league of his own, and it's safe to say that hip-hop has never seen dominance like this. Kendrick holds the crown, and no one's even close to challenging his throne anytime soon. Before we dive into how Kendrick confirmed that GNX is just a teaser to whet our appetite before the main event, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe to the channel. The fallout from this album is going to be legendary, and trust us, you don't want to miss it. Now back to K-Dot. To understand how Kendrick confirmed he's working on an even bigger and more ambitious project for his fans, we need to decode the cryptic hints from his camp and collaborators who worked with him on GNX. While this album has been dominating charts and breaking long-standing records, many involved with the project have teased that it's just the tip of the iceberg. This revelation is huge, especially considering how GNX is already setting mind-blowing standards. But if anyone can deliver something even greater, it's Kendrick Lamar. The first major hint came from Deets, the music producer behind Gloria, the 12th track on the album. Shortly after GNX dropped, Deets posted the iconic Kobe Bryant clip from the 2009 NBA Finals on his Instagram. This is where Kobe said, quote, "The job's not finished." The cryptic post immediately had fans buzzing, with many trying to decode its meaning. But things became even clearer when Kendrick's cousin, Hida J3, seemingly confirmed the speculation. J3, who features on GNX, took to Twitter and posted, "It's not over yet, get ready for curfew." The reason why many believe J3 was hinting at a potential new project from K-Dot is that he has a solid reputation for accurately teasing Kendrick's next moves. He was among the first to hint that GNX was coming before its surprise release, and being family means he likely has access to first-hand information. His credibility combined with his role on the album makes his cryptic tweet go hard, and it's hard to ignore. Adding fuel to the fire about GNX being the album before the album, DJ Head, popularly referred to as the spokesperson for the West Coast hip-hop scene, chimed in on the speculation. A fan tweeted, quote, "I think this album is an appetizer," and DJ Head responded with the eyes emoji. For those unfamiliar, DJ Head isn't just any hip-hop commentator. He's a respected insider with connections to information most people don't have. His response has only amplified the buzz that Kendrick's next move is already in the works. All these hints have fans convinced that a second album from King Kendrick might be closer than we think. But this isn't just baseless speculation. There's so much more that proves something bigger is in the works. When you dig deeper into GNX, it becomes clear that Kendrick himself might have left clues suggesting this album is just the beginning. While GNX is packed with some of the best rap tracks of the year, its structure and vibe feel noticeably different from Kendrick's previous albums. Every studio album Kendrick has released before GNX has a distinct synergy, a cohesion that reflects years of meticulous planning. From overarching themes to precise messages, Kendrick's attention to detail always stands out. That's not to downplay the creativity and incredible level of detail in GNX, but it highlights the impossibly high standards Kendrick has maintained throughout his career. Every single project K-Dot has released is art in itself. From the lyrics to the artwork and music videos, they all tell one story, almost like watching a movie through his music. Good Kid, Mad City is a prime example, and the stage play structure of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers offers another layer of storytelling genius. When you look at GNX in the same lens as his previous albums, you'll see that Kendrick took a whole different direction. It's almost like every single track was designed for the here and now, a shift from his usual grand, timeless narratives. But here's the thing, hip-hop has been overdue for a shakeup, and GNX delivers just that. Kendrick's direct, aggressive style on this record is the perfect antidote to the genre's stagnation. His raw, unapologetic delivery has connected deeply with fans, especially in the wake of his much-talked-about rivalry with Drake. Another fascinating angle is how GNX leans heavily into the West Coast sound more than any other album in Kendrick's discography. Adding this up with the fact that virtually every artist featured on this project is from the West Coast shows you just how unique he wanted this album to be. There's no doubt Kendrick wanted to give back to the West Coast by featuring these artists so their talents could shine in the mainstream, which they did. Every single one of them balled out. While fans widely regard GNX as an album featuring local rappers from your community on a project, in this type of fashion is something that's more common in the mixtape culture that used to be popular back in the day. When you compare how Kendrick crafts his albums, GNX feels more like a mixtape than a traditional studio album. The contrast is unmistakable, like day and night. Just look at how Kendrick meticulously tied the lyrics, visuals, and themes of Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers into one cohesive masterpiece. In comparison, GNX has a raw, unfiltered energy that feels more like a spontaneous burst of creativity than a meticulously planned album. But don't get it twisted, this isn't a knock on Kendrick's performance on this latest project. In fact, it's the opposite. GNX is Kendrick flexing his full range of superpowers. We've always known K-Dot as a rap genius, but ever since he claimed the throne, he's consistently raised the bar, leaving everyone else scrambling to catch up. The fact that some tracks on GNX were recorded just days before the project dropped unannounced shows just how spontaneous and extraordinary Kendrick is. It's almost like he thrives under pressure. He knew he needed to respond to the noise surrounding his Super Bowl headlining gig, and Kendrick responded in the only way he knew how, by delivering a masterpiece. K-Dot is literally redefining this chapter of hip-hop, writing its history as we live it. If all that isn't enough to convince you that something even bigger is coming, let's dive deeper. If you pay close attention to Kendrick's delivery throughout GNX, you'll see that he never gave us the impression that it's the final chapter of the story. It's more like a continuation. Instead, he littered the album with hints that this was just a freestyle like he did on Euphoria during the height of his beef with Drake. Remember how during his beef with Drake, Kendrick teased on Euphoria about dropping back-to-back diss tracks? People doubted him then, but he followed through. Here on GNX, we could hear Kendrick saying things like double back like a deluxe on the track Squabble Up. This could be K-Dot doing his foreshadowing trick again. He is already leaving hints that his mission is far from over, and GNX was just another step on his way to greatness. When you consider what he did on those diss tracks, we should be getting ready for a comeback from K-Dot. Then there's the lead up to GNX, which gives us even more clues. Before the album dropped, Kendrick had already teased its lead single Squabble Up on the track Not Like Us. But another song he teased that didn't make it to this project is the Broccoli song many fans were raving about. While some believe the track was renamed, others are convinced it's being saved for something bigger. Could it be part of this new blockbuster project? That remains to be seen. Oh, and here's the kicker. Did y'all notice in that video Kendrick used to preview the Broccoli song, there's not one, but two GNX cars in that empty room? What if this album is only GNX Part 1? There's a possibility that the other car represents Part 2. Knowing Kendrick's genius, you really can't take this beyond something he can do. All things considered, when you piece together these subtle details from what Kendrick's collaborators have hinted to the breadcrumbs he's scattered throughout GNX, there's a strong case to be made that something bigger is on the way. GNX is undoubtedly going to go down as a monumental and culture-shifting project. There are songs on that album that will stand the test of time without a doubt. K-Dot is in full flex mode now. He knows he's number one, and this album is a not-so-subtle reminder to his peers that he isn't going anywhere. But the possibility that another project could be right around the corner despite setting the bar this high is beyond mind-blowing. What's fascinating is how quickly GNX came together compared to Kendrick's usual projects. This raises the likelihood that the next album will align more with the depth and conceptual storytelling he is known for in his extensive discography. If there is another album, we can expect a proper, structured rollout, and it might stray from the West Coast heavy sound that defined GNX. Knowing Kendrick, he'll likely push boundaries again, exploring new sonic landscapes and experimenting with his artistry. But let's not downplay the brilliance of GNX itself. Dropping this album right now is the ultimate power move. It's a victory lap and a not-so-subtle reminder of who's running the rap game. For a long time, Drake held that title, but Kendrick's dominance now is undeniable. While GNX might not have the meticulous arrangement of his previous albums, it's undoubtedly one of his most dynamic and entertaining works yet. The motivation Kendrick is showing right now is unmatched. He knows he's wearing the crown and he's proving he deserves it. At this point, his importance to hip-hop is monumental. He's not just a leader in the genre, he is the genre. And the way he embraces this responsibility is nothing short of legendary. So, what do you think? Could Kendrick really drop another album in the coming weeks, and how are you feeling about GNX? Are you screaming mustard like the rest of the internet? Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. This is truly an incredible time to be a hip-hop fan. The rap game is heating up, bringing back the fierce competition we've missed with Kendrick leading the charge. There's so much more blockbuster content coming and you don't want to miss out, so make sure to subscribe to our channel so you're always in the loop, and ring that bell icon too so you're notified every time a video drops. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to leave us a like. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.